Hello and welcome once again to my side of YouTube. This is Luther574, and today I will be doing a movie review. Why? Because I just got done watching a movie. It was a horror movie. It was called The Chozen. And to be honest, the main character looked exactly like Anthony from Smosh. Alright, so the whole story behind this movie, it it's around this family, pretty much a rundown family. The son keeps having a chat with the son keeps arguing with the mother, which for the reason that he wants his sister to be able to see her real mother. Like, they're both related. I believe the mother that they were probably adopted from was someone that they were related to. Only reason because in the house that they're living in, it belongs to their grandparents. Alright. So the mother goes somewhere, I don't know where, and he talks with his sister. He's like, hey, let's go see her mom. Yeah, let's go see her mom. So one of the jerks that's living with him there was like, where are you bringing your sister? The zoo. That's exactly what he says. I'm going to bring you to the zoo. So after getting out of the house, they visit her real mother. And so before they even see the mother, they hear screaming, they hear commotion. So they're like, don't know what's going on. So they're having a chat with their mother, and they ask the mother what was up with all the commotion. She's like, there's just a whole bunch of stuff. They've been having a fight for quite some time now. So the son was like, shouldn't you call the cops? She was like, they'll probably just subside from time. If that makes sense. So apparently what's going on there is the whole plot point in the movie, The Chosen One. So apparently what's going on, that commotion that's going on, it was actually the mother trying to take the life from a family member. Why? Because apparently it's some sort of curse. Some sort of curse that has to do with a female demon. Yes. You're probably wondering, what kind of demon? Well, apparently this demon is called Lilith, the Child Stealer. Lilith? The hell? Okay, so I'll tell you all about Lilith. I actually decided to do a good amount of, what's it called? A good amount of research on this subject. The whole time I was watching, I was looking up Lilith, what she is. So apparently Lilith is Eve. Eve? Like that robot? No. Eve. From Adam and Eve. Yes. So apparently Eve had formed a pact with Lucifer, which had made her a demon. Yes. So I was looking up a whole lot on why would she take the soul of a child? I just couldn't find anything. Nothing would tell me why. There's no reason behind it, I guess. I have no idea. So, apparently the main character dies. Yes. And, like I said, the main character, he looks exactly like Anthony from Smosh. And at the very end of the movie, there's a line that he says to Lilith. Lilith crawls out of underneath the bed that his sister is on. And as he's staring her in the face he says, "Let's go to hell, bitch." Exact words spoken by the main character. Okay. 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 I liked the movie. It was cool. Had a good plot, had a good story, but there were some situations that their lines just, it could have been better. I felt as if the person who made the script for everyone to read off of half-assed everything. Like, it went to the point that the woman who was trying to take the life from this one person, he was trying to do something. He was trying to ask her what was going on. I want to help. Calm down. Slow it down. Yeah. So it got to the point that he knocked on her door and he wanted to talk to her about what's going on with his sister, because apparently there's this demon who was apparently taking her child, which was still a baby. The baby is missing, and here's his sister in the corner of the room scratching the wall. So he steadily walks up to her, all creeped out and what, puts his hand on her shoulder. She turns around later, and then cut, fade out to black, and we have day one. Well, that was when they were going to see the mother. Now, he had to go to the same person who he was trying to help. And apparently she doesn't like him, only for the fact that he didn't realize what was going on. So, she had a buck. Yes, she had a buck. And later on, she tells him exactly what he has to do. He has to... Oh, what's it called? Oh, he has to make offerings to this demon. 6 offerings. So what kind of offerings? Family members. 6 family members. So first was Grandma. Grandma went to check up on his sister, and out of nowhere, when she touched her hand, she started having a nosebleed. And then she's like, okay, I guess I have to take medicine. She gets up, she goes over to her cane, and before she grabs it, it just flies across the room. Yes. So she falls on the floor. So all you see is she's banging on the floor with blood coming out her nose. So that was the one thing that I was pretty, I don't know, creeped out of. Because at first he was going to call 911 for help, but instead he stopped. He took a pair of scissors, he cut the tip of his finger. Don't worry, he didn't cut anything off, he just cut. And he made a sigma that was apparently in the book that he had to put on the family member's forehead or anywhere. And then dark, black, shadowy fog comes out from underneath the bed, and it drags her underneath the bed, and all you hear is screaming and bone crunching and blood curdling screams. Yeah. So, the two lines in the whole movie that I was actually pretty impressed with. Not impressed, but I found funny. Yes, it was a horror movie, but there were multiple scenes that had funny points in them. So first was... Wait, I think it was just one. I can't remember. So... Oh. It was only a situation, and then what the grandfather said. So the grandfather, he's in a wheelchair. He has to be pushed everywhere. He can't even feed himself. So when his two mothers are in the same place, and he wanted to prove that I'm not crazy, he cuts his finger with a knife. He draws insignia on his grandfather. So, you see him being pulled backwards, and as soon as he's in the room, he screams, "Save her!" I don't know why that made me laugh so much. He was being drugged to his death by a demon. Oh. This was basically at the very end of the movie, before he gave his life for his sister. He had his girlfriend. Apparently, she was trying to get him to marry her because she was pregnant. You know that show? You are not the father. You are not the father. Okay. So, he says to her, you know what? I do want to be a good father. But, it's best we get rid of the child. So, his mother is holding her like this, arm to arm. Well, his mother is holding his girlfriend by the arms, and he cuts his finger, draws a signia on his stomach. The signia burns away, and that's the only way you can ever find out that the person is not related to you. So the first person he did that to that did not work was, I guess, his cousin, and apparently his cousin was adopted. Not blood related, just relative because he's in the family. So there's that. And you're not the child. I mean, you're not the father. The only reason that got me was because as soon as that burnt away, I'm like, you are not the child. I mean, you are not the father. So this has been Luther574. I hope this was a decent enough movie review. Yeah. Hope. Oh, before I end this off, if I were to give this movie stars, 1 to 10, I would say 8. 8 for good props. Not props, but good plot, good story. But the 8, and since there's only 2 more points away from being 10, it's only because it didn't really have a good amount of lines. Now, 1 point... Only reason I say that is because at 1 point he goes to see the woman that he accidentally stopped from saving her child. He says, "I'm sorry, but can you help me?" No. No. What he should have said was, "I am sorry for what I have done but hopefully you can see in your heart that I need help. So even though there is no reason for her to help him, she should at least help just a teensy bit by giving him the book. Okay, so this has been Luther574, and this has been my movie review on The Chozen. Have a great time, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.